Well, good morning, Andy Bassist, coming at you again. This time with a little bit of Red Witch love. Their latest pedal in their bass lineup, the Zeus. Look at it, it looks awesome, shiny chrome finish. It's basically an analog octave down and a sort of version of their Fuzz God 2 pedal. Alright, let's start with the clean sound first. Squire jazz bass into my Ashdown CTM 100 VS212 with the AKG 112 or D112 in front of it. It's a very mild chorus, and my Cali 76 is on. Alright, so we'll start with the octave. It does kind of track down to my low D, not very well. If you go all octave. Quite a nice fat round octave. What you've got is basically one knob for the octave. It's basically a clean blend completely. If you go all the way to the left, there is no difference between the clean signal and the octave, so I'll show you. All the way to the left. It's completely transparent. Obviously, it doesn't do chords being an analog octave. It actually plays, even though obviously it's meant to go with the fuzz that's in the Red Witch, it actually goes really nicely with other pedals. So my Demon. So yeah, that's the octave side, and let's come to the fun side. Like I say, this is based off the Fuzz God 2. Obviously, I think it's just a full range Fuzz God 2 version, basically. I know obviously the guitar pedals, they shelve off a lot of the low end. So this is a full range. There is a bit of a volume boost because I've pushed the trim inside. Fuzz God. So yeah, it's a little bit not so polite. It's a gnarly fuzz, it's got lots of top end, lots of bite to it. If you want, I've got it on the full gain mode. You can actually half the gain, and then it becomes this kind of sound. That's actually really useful if you don't want the full balls out sound. The same, you've got a blend on your fuzz, so you can go all fuzz. Which I actually quite like on this. That's what I think a good fuzz needs, especially on bass. When you take all the clean out, it shouldn't completely lose everything. Obviously it loses something, but it shouldn't lose like all its balls in the bottom. And that's, I think, probably where you can see this is full range. If I go back up to high gain, again, this is just all the fuzz. I'll apologise for the volume booster, but like I said, if you blend in a little bit of clean, the other little switch on the top actually gives you the option to just roll off some top end. So if I do, so obviously you can see it there, switching between boosting the, it just cuts off a little bit of the lows, just makes it a bit more rounder. I don't, you know, it's literally personal taste and probably down to what instrument you're playing as well, as to how much lows and what attack you want. Obviously jazz bass is quite gnarly. So the next bit of fun is to put both those effects together, yeah, this is what it sounds like. It's a bit filthy, isn't it? The fuzz is really, really cool. The octave, again, absolutely, it's really nice. Obviously, there's a trim point inside where you can boost it a bit. What I've done is I've got the fuzz boosted and the octave sort of near unity. But what I find, what I'm going to do is when I use both of them together, the octave obviously becomes a lot louder because it's hitting through the fuzz. It's really, really awesome. It works really well with other pedals as well, to just sort of show you. If you hit the fuzz, and then what I've got on my board, I've got a tentacle from Earthquaker Devices, which is basically an analog octave up, so we're staying analog, and this is the kind of sound you get before, after. So really, really gnarly. It looks amazing. The Splutter control basically just makes it more staccato. As a DC bias, when you're moving it, it makes what sounds like a horrible sound. But I just like it all the way cranked up. It totally depends, I think, on the input of your bass as to where that Splutter control will cut out your signal. So yeah, Red Witch, Zeus, anti-bassist, out.